Now, these are just a few principles. There are principles of rooting, which is not the same as the principle of grounding or stabilization. That's a different principle. We'll dive into it in a little bit. There is a principle of streamlining of the body, just a general alignment of the entire structure. And there are also principles of centering. Being centered is not the same as being rooted or being grounded. It's this specific principle that is unique. It's its own principle with its own practice dedicated to it, and we're going to explore how to become centered. And when you become centered, something amazing happens. You become resilient. How does one become resilient? Just by doing one simple practice. You develop two qualities intrinsic to resilience. One is you relax under pressure, and two, you feel the flow and go with the flow. You adapt. Instead of reacting, you respond to the flow of things. When people react, what do? They tense up. Reactivity, by definition, is acting against oncoming forces. When we respond, we don't go against the oncoming force. We align ourselves, or we adapt so that there is no clash. When we don't respond, we experience the clash or collision, and collision is much more likely to affect our balance, stability, and overall well-being. When we collide in our lives, it's not always the physical collision. We sometimes may have mental collision, emotional collision, political collisions. Either way, if we develop the ability to walk the walk, then wherever you go, you can embody these principles. So you know how to be in the flow, how to respond instead of reacting in your bones. And then wherever you go, there you are. You are responsive rather than a reactive person. Well, that's a guarantee to transform the quality of life. Now, let's jump into one simple practice. And by that, I literally mean jump into it. How do you take a natural stance? You jump, like this. You don't have to jump really high. You just jump gracefully and land softly, like a kitten. Like this. If you jump and land with a thud, it means you're not absorbing the shock of landing effectively. How do you absorb the shock of landing? By bending the knees. Use the largest muscle group in the body, the quadriceps, to absorb the shock of landing. You can also use your calves, you can also use the other muscles, but if you don't bend your knees, you're going to hurt yourself if you jump and land hard or with a thud. It's really important to land softly so that there is no injury. The body also knows that it's going to be challenged upon landing. Instinctively, the body is trying to assume the stable position so it would not fall over when it lands. So it quickly reorganizes itself. While it's flying through the midair, for a split second, it's in weightlessness. For a split second, the body actually is not subject to G-force, it's flying. In weightlessness, it can reorganize itself because it's not compressed. If it's decompressed, it can easily adjust itself so that it would be more aligned. The more aligned body will land in a more stable and more balanced way. And that is exactly why we do this. We take a natural stance by jumping and landing softly. If you want to try it, you're welcome to. The idea is to experience it, not just to theoretically hear about it, because just hearing about it is never going to be an embodied experience. And that's the name of a game, embodiment. How do you jump without hurting yourself? The simplest thing is to aid yourself with the movement of the arms. If you don't move the arms at all and just jump like this, it's possible to take off, but it's so much easier if you do a little swing of the arms upwards. And when you do this, notice that instinctively your arms will turn in this position. It's very unlikely to jump very well and land softly with the palms facing down or backwards. This feels like landing with a thud to me. This feels much softer and much more graceful. And I can jump a lot higher when my palms are this way. Why am I talking about the palms so much? Well, because it is something to do with alignment of the arms. As a matter of fact, if you look at the medical chart of the human body, it's always depicted this way. Why is that? Because this is the front of the arm, and this is the back of the arm. That's why we call it the back of the hand. If this is the back of the hand, where's the front of the hand? Obviously, the palm is the front of the hand. So, wearing arms this way, the back of the hand pointing forward, the front of the hand pointing backwards, wearing arms backwards. Some people say, what if I turn my palms to face towards my thighs or towards each other? Well, sure, I'm not a curmudgeon about alignment. I think it's a matter of experimentation. It's a matter of finding out what is the most optimal alignment of the hands and arms. This is called supination. This is called pronation. Generally speaking, more supinated hands work more effectively. And it's not just in context of jumping. They can do a lot of other things more effectively. For example, lifting something. Let's say if I want to lift something heavy, is it going to work better if I lift it this way? Or is it going to work better if I lift it this way? I can't lift my own arm. I'm not giving myself any more resistance. It's just simply, I can't lift it this way. That way, with the palm facing forward and up, easy. That's so weird, isn't it? How much more easily I can perform the same function. What else? For example, if I want to pull something, is it going to work better to pull this way or to pull that way with the palm down and back? I can't pull this way. That way, easy. Why? Because arm actually works in many situations, not 100%, but in many situations more effectively when the hand is supinated. I can do a lot of things besides pulling or lifting more effectively, but let's just take a look at a little bit more symbolic expression. When you give a gift to someone, would you give it this way or would you give it that way? If you're giving a penny to a pen handler, yeah, it's obviously how you're going to do it this way. But if you give anything of value, it's probably how you're going to give it. Now, what if you're on the receiving end of the gift? Are you going to receive it this way or you're going to receive it that way? I can grab and steal something this way, but to receive something, usually this is how it works. So again, the exchange of value actually happens a lot more efficiently and gracefully when arms are in a natural anatomical alignment. What a concept. We just started discovering some aspects of body alignment that most people never think about. Let's do another visualization or imagery. Let's imagine going down the street in a foreign country and you're not sure if you're going in the right direction and you don't have the GPS. So you need to ask someone, and you see two people standing on the corner of the street. One person standing like this, and another standing like that. Which one would you ask for direction? This one or that way? It seems almost preposterous, right? This person is standing welcoming you, and that person is kind of closed off and is not particularly forthcoming with any answers. Is it easier to smile when you're standing this way, or smile more easily standing that way? There is a big difference. Which way would you want to be? Now that is not imposition of my choice. It's an invitation to explore which way you would like to be, and you're welcome to experiment. Just do a little homework, look in the mirror. Hopefully you have a mirror that gives you a full body reflection. Who would you rather smile to? Yourself standing this way, or to yourself standing that way? So these are simple but elegant ways to transform a lot of things with just one flip of a switch. Literally, turning from frownation to